All right, let's discuss the latest with House Majority Whip, Minnesota Congressman Tom Emmer. Congressman Whip Emmer, I should say, you got a tough job. You got the toughest job in Washington tomorrow. How's it going to go?
Oh, I got the best job in Washington. Great to be with you, Jason Dagan. Jason, you would be loving every minute of this. President Trump got his bill out of the Senate. It's back in the House tomorrow morning. We could have a vote on the rule as early as 9 a.m., have a little debate, maybe an hour, and then get to the big, beautiful bill. And we're going to get it passed off the floor tomorrow, Jason.
Do you think you're going to have any amendments made in order?
No. President wants the bill as is. Wants it on his desk by Independence Day. He wants to sign this thing and deliver on the promises that he made to the American people. And if you look at the bill, it basically is 85% of what the House sent over. So there are some changes, but I think they're changes that the president has adopted. He likes the bill. He wants the bill passed. We're going to get it done tomorrow.
So Jason asked you, Mr. Whip, Congressman Emmer, about the amendments. And he was explaining to me, I called him into my office and said, tell me how this is going to play out. How do you get somebody who's upset about what the Senate did to still vote yes? And he said, you let them air their grievances through an amendment. And you said, no amendments. Well, I know of people who are going to vote no even without an amendment because of what the Senate did. So there is going to be pressure on you potentially to make changes to this bill. And one of the things that was changed in the Senate at the last minute with one little paragraph is keeping the great green grift, Joe Biden's pet bill, alive through wind and solar, where it was one little paragraph that completely obviated this placed in service item that was in the bill that the House passed, and it's going to keep these subsidies, Congressman Emmer, alive after President Trump leaves office. And there's also a handout to Lisa Murkowski for food stamps that encourages higher error rates to not have to abide by the work requirements. And that's waste, fraud, and abuse. People are furious in the House, and I'm talking about Republicans about these items. Haven't you heard from your constituents about that?
I'd have to see your whip card. I know what mine shows. And Dagan, this is the largest mandatory spending tax cut in the history of this country. This has the money to make sure that President Trump can finish honoring his promise to seal the border. It makes the Tax Cuts and Jobs Act permanent. I mean, this is the president's agenda. And yes, people got to go through this process, Dagan. They're going to tell you no. They're going to tell you never. They're going to tell you I won't. But you know what? At the end of the day, everybody understands this is President Trump's agenda. This is what 77 million Americans voted for last November. And we're going to get it done tomorrow.
Well, they voted for getting rid of the Inflation Reduction Act. President Trump promised that, and they didn't get rid of it in the Senate. In fact, they added money back, by my estimate, $200 billion back for the lobbyists and the green grifters. And so I know I don't have your whip card, but for Republicans to be upset about it, they have every right, given the fact that we have $1.2 trillion in interest on the debt this year that we're paying.
Well, I agree with you on that, Dagan, but I think you're doing us a little bit of a disservice when you're suggesting that no action was taken on the Green New Deal garbage, the electric vehicle mandate, the phasing out of these different subsidies. They're still in there. Did they water it down a little bit and delay it? Yes, they did. But this is the deal that had to be cut. The president is very pleased with this deal because it is going to meet the agenda that he promised to the American people. And yeah, Republicans can get all spun up on this small provision or that one, but when you look at the overall bill, this is the largest cut in mandatory spending in history. And by the way, this isn't the end all. Nobody's saying that this is going to solve all our problems. This is the first step. And I think people should be very proud of what the president has pushed here, and they will be when we get this done. And I think the president's right. The prosperity and the growth will usher in this golden age of America that he has promised.
Yeah, the Congressional Budget Office, and we talked about this yesterday, we're going to talk about it more today, they never take into account dynamic scoring. And the choice tomorrow is, are you going to vote with the Republicans? Are you going to vote with Donald Trump? Or are you going to vote with Hakeem Jeffries and the Democrats? That's the binary choice. And everybody can bloviate about, oh, well, I would have done this and I would have done that. Well, that's not the way our founders set it up. When you have 435 people, everybody wants to do it their way. There's a lot more good than bad. Then that's my opinion. I wouldn't have done it that way, but you know what? It is the best bill, and it tackles so many things. The work's not done, but boy, this takes us a long way.
And every Democrat voted for the biggest tax increase in American history.
That's right. It's exactly right.
That's right.
Whip, Congressman Tom Emmer, thank you so much for